In today's gaming news, Valve reveals 14 different Steam machines, PlayStation Now lets you play classic and current titles on a variety of platforms, and Alien Isolation looks to redeem the franchise. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Force here with your day's gaming news. As you're going to notice here, we're working with a brand new setup, which is basically just me shifting the camera to the right a little bit. I think the backdrop will be a little more pleasant for you guys. Let me know what you think about it. Let's jump into today's gaming news. First up, Valve has revealed the Steam Machine. 14 of them, to be exact. At CES 2014, it was revealed that Valve is working with 14 separate PC manufacturers, each of which will be working on their own iteration of a Steam machine. These manufacturers include the likes of iBuyPower, Alienware, Falcon Northwest, Digital Storm, and more. Prices on the Steam machine will be ranging from $500 to $6,000, depending on what version and which manufacturer you purchase it from. And there's also currently 250 titles that will be running on the Steam machines. But basically what that means is there's 250 titles that run on Linux, because the Steam OS, which is native to the Steam machines, is a Linux-based operating system. Now there's a fantastic article over on Ars Technica in which they list out all of the details about all 14 Steam machines, including giving information about the price, the GPU, CPU, RAM, and storage of those devices. So these are basically just pre-built PCs. In fact, that's exactly what they are. Now, the idea behind this is they're trying to bridge the gap between the traditional console market and hardcore PC gamers with this product right in the middle. But who's going to buy this? That's my question. Now, if you're someone like me, this offers no additional value, really, over a newly built PC. You can probably build a better game running machine for cheaper if you purchase those parts individually and put them together yourself, although just make sure you don't fail at it like I sometimes do. Yeah, you can put together a PC yourself for cheaper that has more power, or you can just buy a pre-built console. Now, where this fits in the middle is people who are interested in getting into PC gaming. They don't want to just stick to these sort of locked down consoles, and that's the big advantage. Let's keep that in mind. Consoles, they are locked. There's not much of anything that you can do with them. It's not a very open platform. PCs are very open. So this Steam machine, these 14 different variants, are going to allow people who want a more open system to be able to get into that without having to build their own PC or without having to buy a Dell. Or, you know, it's very strange though, because you can already buy like Alienware or iBuyPower PCs. So these are just ones with SteamOS. And remember, SteamOS can go on your regular PC. I can install SteamOS and use that as my operating system. It's going to be very interesting to see where the market is for these devices. It could certainly take off, again, for people who are interested in getting into PC gaming, want that sort of consoleized, that compact version, not having to think about it, very easily able to stick it into the living room and play games right away. It's just not for me. I've got a PC. I can get SteamOS. I can already hook this up to a TV. It's not for me. Is it for you? Let me know what you guys think. Next up in news, Sony has revealed PlayStation Now, a streaming platform that is going to allow you to play classic PlayStation games from the original PlayStation, PS2, and PS3 on a variety of platforms. You can even play some modern day games like The Last of Us. Now, the platforms you're going to be able to access PlayStation Now on include, as you would expect, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3, but it also includes tablets, smartphones, and televisions. Yes, you're going to be able to play classic and current PlayStation games on a television. Now, how this works is it's the Gaikai system. There are servers running the games, and they're streaming that information out to those devices. Now, are you guys familiar with Gaikai and OnLive? They were great in concept, but the biggest problem was internet connectivity. And if you didn't have a strong connection, those games basically played like absolute garbage. And that's going to be the same case here as far as I'm concerned. It's a fantastic concept. The notion of being able to play fantastic old school and some current PlayStation games on a television, or actually tablets and phones sound awful, but playing it on your television or on your PlayStation 4, it all sounds fun, fantastic, but if you don't have the proper solid internet connection, still think it's going to be garbage, like it was with Gaikai, like it was with OnLive. But again, it's a great concept. It's a great sort of response to the lack of backwards compatibility in modern day consoles. The fact that the streaming service is still going to let you access the older library. I don't believe PlayStation 4 games, just straight up PlayStation 4 games will be available, but PS3 games will be through this service. There's going to be the availability to either rent games or purchase a subscription, which will give you access to some sort of a library. I don't know that that's going to be all inclusive, but there will be some variation of that library available to you if you get the subscription. And there you go, PlayStation Now, again, seems interesting. Really is going to depend, though, on your internet connectivity. And last up in news today, did you guys play Aliens Colonial Marines? You did. I'm sorry. It was garbage. It was universally panned, but it looks like Aliens might be getting a comeback in Alien Isolation. This new Alien game is being developed by Creative Assembly, the company behind the Total War series, and it is going to be a survival horror game, sort of harkening back to the original Alien movie. In fact, it's meant to immediately follow up the original Alien movie. So this is not an action game, this is not a crazy shooter. It's about you walking around the environment and being hunted by a single alien. It's supposed to be very, very ominous, this one massive threat that you're constantly trying to escape from and trying to deal with as you figure out what's going on inside of the spaceship and what exactly happened from the events of the original movie. It could be great. It's been in development for 3 years now. It was just revealed. And honestly, I have to say, if I'm Creative Assembly, I'm feeling pretty good about myself, because if all you have to do is make a better game than Alien Colonial Marines to be looked happily upon, that's not much of an order. Like, that's going to be a very easy task. Now, the real question is going to be, not only can they beat Alien Colonial Marines, which, God, I hope so, can they actually make a good game? And I think the fact that they're looking to make a survival horror game is a step in the right direction. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's episode of the show. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to comment in the comment section below about any of the topics discussed here today. Once again, this has been Force, and you have just been force-fed. Even I can make a better game than Aliens Colonial Marines. Check this out. It's called Catch the Sock. Oh, I didn't catch it, but it's still more fun than playing that game.